Hello everyone, it is I. As per usual on this channel, it's on my channel, so that's why I'm usually in the videos. Ooh, that's a bit bright, is it? That's a bit dark. Alright, it was probably good to begin with, but that's fine, I'll just look red. But basically, I had a live stream on Instagram early this evening, and we started talking about like mental health things. And I said something that someone asked me to say in a video so that they could rewatch it when they needed to hear it, which I thought was incredibly sweet. Now, I don't remember the exact words that I used in that live stream, so I may start to ramble a bit, but I'm going to try and rephrase it the best I can, or say it again. So we were talking about how basically I see, and this also ties a little bit into back to the video I posted the other day, which, by the way, thank you so much for all the sweet comments on that. I've been very busy and just sort of out of it, so I haven't replied to a lot of those comments, but thank you so much to the ones who left a comment, and thank you to the ones who care about stuff like that, so thank you. But right, so we were talking about how I see myself as a happy person. I see myself as someone who I want to be is a person who's very bubbly and excited about everything and kind, and that's who I want to be, and that's what I see myself as. I see myself as this bubbly, happy person. And that's who I am. But there's this part of my brain that doesn't quite agree with that, and which at times it makes my brain a very toxic place, if I can put it like that. And I'm sure that a lot of people can relate, that sometimes a lot of thoughts pop in, or there's a lot of, I get urges to do certain things, and there's certain things that don't seem very much like me, that don't really fit with the sort of personality that I do have, and that I see myself as having, which is the bubbly, happy, positive kind. Sometimes stuff happens in my mind that seems to be completely out of my control, that is incredibly negative, and things that I just don't stand by, obviously. Someone said that they like the way I think about it, which is that I'm completely separate from that. And the reason why I think that is because if I see these thoughts and the things going on in my brain and things that are out of my control as things that are part of me and who I am as a person and my personality, obviously it's part of me, it's part of my brain, but if I see that as part of who I am, I would not like myself. And I'm trying really hard to be nicer to myself and to be more patient with myself and respect myself more, which I really think I have been able to improve on in the past few years. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I don't see these things as me anymore. I don't see them as aspects of myself that I hate. I don't hate myself for having these negative thoughts that I have no control over anymore. Sometimes at least I try not to hate myself for that, and I try and understand that those things are out of my control to a certain extent. And what I mean by that is, it's not me, it's separate from who I am as a person, which means that if it's a separate thing, I can get rid of it. If I think of it as in it being me, I sort of have to accept that fact, and I'm just like, oh, well then I'm just this sad person, which I don't want to be, so then, again, I would not like myself. Because I don't want to be this sad, negative, depressing person. That's not who I see myself to be at all. So if I think of my brain, or like my slight issues, my little quirks, my brain quirks, as me, I wouldn't like myself very much. So, but thinking that there is the separate from me, really helps me be more patient with myself. because these are things that I cannot help. It's not my fault that they're there, and because it's a separate thing, it means that I can get rid of it, and I can fight it off, and I can be completely fine without it. And that's what helps me to think that these issues of mine, they can get treatment. I can receive treatment for this. It's not who I am. It's not my personality to be sad. It's just the thing that affects me sometimes that I can get rid of if I work on it. And I do want to get rid of it because I do want to be the happy, bubbly person that I am and that I think of myself to be, and who I am on good days, and I want to get rid of these negative thoughts that really get to me on bad days. So thinking of myself as separate from these things really helps. So that's why I want to say that if you have a mental illness and if you have things that you deal with, that is not who you are. You are not this person who is very negative. It's just your brain. It's something in your brain making it that way. But you can receive treatment for that. You can receive medication for that. I understand if you're a bit skeptical to treatment and medication, and obviously it's completely up to you. And I've thought myself that, like, do I really want to change the way that my brain works, the way that I think? Do I want to change who I am? But I've sort of come, in my opinion, or I've come to realise what my opinion is, which is that these thoughts aren't who I am. So by changing that, it's not changing me, it's just changing this thing that is separate to me and that just sort of follows who I am. Like, it's my personality first, which is the foundation of who I am, and then there's all this stuff on top of that, and I just want to clear that out and make it so that I can live my life, and I can live my life how I want to, and be the person that I want to be, and that I am underneath all of that negative thinking, underneath all of that just to do stupid stuff, and all of those things, because that's not me. Because I wasn't like that once. Even if you were like that, or if you've struggled with depression for your whole life, then it's not who you are. It's not part of what humans are supposed to be like, if that makes sense. Or not that there's anything wrong with you, because there's absolutely not, but like, it's not, it's something extra. Like, that's why it's classified as a mental illness, because it's an illness, like any other illness. And with that, I also want to comment on, some people sort of have the mindset of, as long as, and I've seen therapists who are like this as well, which really sucks, but it's sort of like, oh, well, as long as you're not suicidal, that means that you're fine. But I just want to say, that's not the case, alright? You deserve treatment, even if you're not just about to kill yourself. Like, when I broke my foot last December, and I went to the hospital, they didn't tell me, oh, well, you're not about to die, so you'll be fine. They still gave me treatment for my broken foot, because, yeah, I wasn't dying, but it really freaking hurt, and you're not supposed to live with that pain. And if there's treatment that you can get for it, or even if there isn't, you should, you know, there must be something, or like, you're not supposed to be in that sort of pain. You're really, really not. It's not just part of your personality. It's not just part of who you are. It's something separate to you that you can deal with and that you can get rid of, because that's just the way it's. I mean, obviously it's up to you. You can't get treatment for mental health stuff if you're not motivated yourself, because you have to do the work. It's not just the therapist sitting across you. But yeah, I just wanted to say that. I don't know if that helped anyone, but I really hope it did. This is the sort of way of thinking that helps me a lot, to just sort of zone out and remember that this isn't all that I am. This isn't who I am. This is something separate to me. This is something that I can treat and get rid of, at least minimize to the best of my ability, and I shall be able to live my life. So if that helps anyone, if you have any better tips or other tips, leave them down below please in the comment section so that everyone can have fun reading that. And I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. I hope you have a great week next week. I hope you don't mind that my uploading schedule right now is quite weird, because I've uploaded, like, this is like quite frequently this week. It's probably not going to stay that way, but I've just felt like uploading this week, so that's what happened. So yeah, hopefully it was helpful. I hope you are doing well. Stay safe and eat drink, and do not hurt yourselves, and remember that you are so much more than you can ever realize. Seriously, remember, just because you're dealing with a crappy situation doesn't mean that you are a crappy person. And I think it's really important to remember that sometimes. Just because your mental illness is rotten doesn't mean that you yourself are rotten. It's just your mental illness making you believe that, which makes it even more rotten. It's scum. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go. Thanks for watching. Bye. Take care.